On November 2017, when Surrender Reddy walked into a Hyderabad hospital to visit his brother, he never imagined that a simple bowl of soup would send him rushing to the police station. His complaint? My brother isn't eating his favorite mutton soup. At first, the police were just as confused as you or me, wondering what on earth he was talking about. But as they listened, their faces quickly grew serious. This is the chilling story of how love, lies, and obsession conspired to destroy a family, and how a single detail unraveled it all. Welcome to Mr Dreadfall YouTube channel, and you are watching the Mutton Soup Case. Meet M. Sudhakar Reddy, a 32-year-old contractor, owner of a thriving stone-crushing unit in Nagar Kurnool, Telangana. He was financially secure, socially respected, and above all, a family man. Married to Swathi Reddy for over 3 years, Sudhakar was the proud father of 2 young children. Friends describe him as cheerful, hardworking, and deeply attached to his family. But those who knew him best also knew something more personal. Sudhakar loved his eating, especially mutton soup. It wasn't just a random dish, it was part of his identity. Even on days when he skipped other meals or was late for work, mutton soup was non-negotiable. No matter what, he always ate that soup whenever it was given to him. Little did anyone know this simple preference would one day become the key to solving this case. On the night of November 27th, Swathi and her husband, Sudhakar, were at home when, according to her, 4 furious masked men stormed into their house. She claimed they carried petrol bottles, poured it on Sudhakar, and lit him on fire before fleeing the house. Frantic, Swathi dialed for an ambulance. The first clinic they went to turned them away, saying his condition was too serious and they didn't have the resources to treat him. They were referred to a corporate hospital in Hyderabad. The family rallied together, pooling 5 lakh rupees for immediate treatment. Swathi begged for plastic surgery to speed up recovery. In the hospital bed laid Sudhakar, his face burned, his skin severely damaged. When the family asked what had happened, he wrote his answers on a notepad, refusing to speak. Swathi explained that his throat was badly damaged. At first, the family believed her, but soon, small cracks began to appear. Sudhakar's brother, Surrender, visited daily. He noticed the handwriting on the notepad didn't quite match Sudhakar's. At first, he dismissed it. Burns, pain, maybe weakness in the hand. But then came the day Surrender brought something to cheer his brother up. A steaming bowl of Sudhakar's favorite, mutton soup. The man in the bed pushed it away. "I don't want to eat mutton soup," he scribbled. Surrender froze. "Wait, what?" His brother? Impossible. He repeated the offer, but the man insisted. Never in his life had Sudhakar ever refused his favorite mutton soup. It was then that Surrender's suspicion turned into conviction. He turned to his mother in the waiting room and whispered, "That is not my brother." The family began asking personal questions, childhood memories, festivals, inside jokes. The patient dodged them, blaming throat pain, but doctors confirmed his vocal cords were intact. For the Reddy family, the truth was undeniable. Their beloved Sudhakar was gone. Someone else was in that hospital bed. On November 28th, Surrender marched into the police station. His complaint sounded bizarre. "My brother is not eating his favorite mutton soup. That man is an imposter." The police, though skeptical, decided to investigate. Neighbors were questioned. None had seen four men storming into Swathi's house that night. Fingerprints of the patient were taken. Suspicion grew heavier on Swathi, whose nervousness gave her away. Finally, under sustained questioning, Swathi broke down, and the truth she revealed was darker than anyone imagined. The man in the hospital bed was not Sudhakar Reddy. It was Rajesh Ajakoli, a physiotherapist and Swathi's lover. They had met while working in the same private hospital, she a nurse, he a physiotherapist. Professional conversations turned into daily phone calls, then into an illicit affair. But there was a problem. Swathi was married. In India, divorce still carries a heavy social stigma, especially for women. A divorcee risks losing dignity, honor, and acceptance in her community. So instead of leaving her husband, Swathi planned something unthinkable. Inspired by the hit Telugu 2014 film Yevadu, where a man undergoes plastic surgery and emerges with a new identity, after a devastating fire leaves 70% of his body severely burned, a man is rushed to the hospital in critical condition. To save his life, doctors make a bold decision: a full facial reconstruction through multiple plastic surgeries. 10 months later, he finally walks out of the hospital, but with a face so drastically different, even he struggles to recognize the man in the mirror. Coming back to when Swathi Reddy had already made up her mind, her husband Sudhakar had to die. But what followed was no ordinary murder. She planned to kill Sudhakar, burn her lover Rajesh's face just enough, and then, through plastic surgery, turn him into a copy of her dead husband. A perfect disguise, a perfect crime, or so she thought. On November 27th, she mixed sleeping pills into Sudhakar's lunch. As he grew drowsy, Rajesh emerged from a closet and struck him with a blunt object. Together, they smothered him with a pillow until he was dead. They wrapped his body in a bedsheet, drove 70 kilometers to Nawabpet Forest, doused him in petrol, and watched him burn. Later, Swathi poured sulfuric acid on Rajesh's face to prepare for plastic surgery. She thought the plan was foolproof, but she forgot one thing. Sudhakar loved mutton soup. Rajesh was a vegetarian. It didn't take long for the police to uncover all the evidence. Police recovered everything: the iron rod used to strike Sudhakar, the pills used to make him drowsy, petrol cans. The car they used to dump the body was caught on CCTV, and, most importantly, Sudhakar's burnt remains in the forest. Also, the fingerprints of the patient taken earlier confirmed the truth. The patient was Rajesh, not Sudhakar. On December 10th, 2017, Swathi was arrested. Rajesh followed 4 days later. The case that began with a bowl of soup had now become a sensation across India. Swathi spent 8 months in judicial custody before being granted bail. When she was released, no one came to pick her up. Her parents refused to accept her. To them, she was already dead. She was moved to a state-run shelter home for her own safety from an outraged society. In 2025, after missing several hearings, Swathi was rearrested and sent back to Mahbubnagar jail. Rajesh never received bail. He remains behind bars, serving his sentence. Sudhakar and Swathi's 2 children now live with their paternal grandparents, growing up under their care. A family destroyed, a husband burned, and a community shaken by the cruelty of the crime. In the end, they believed they could outsmart everyone, that fire, acid, and surgery could erase a man's identity, But a person's true nature can never be replaced. It wasn't DNA evidence. It wasn't surveillance footage. It wasn't even the police. It was a bowl of mutton soup. A simple truth, overlooked by killers blinded by their own cleverness, became the thread that unraveled an entire conspiracy. The mutton soup murder reminds us, in crime, as in life, it's the smallest details that can bring the truth to light.